Hi, it's me. So, sorry about the hair, like the wispies. You like these that are going on? They're the post-workout look. And I'm not putting makeup back on. I'm just not for this. The masked knee is real, and I'm just not wearing makeup when I don't have to. So this is, you get what you get. Let's be real. Let's just be real. It's time. Anyway, so I wanted to just kind of share how my day's going so far. So it is 3 p.m. I'm working from home today, and so I started early and then took a break for lunch, and then now I'm back at it, and I thought I would hop in here and just kind of share how the day's gone. So because I'm trying to build those healthy habits, right? And actually, I want to show you my planner page because that's what's helped me a lot today, especially just really like stay on track, which is great. So this morning for breakfast, I don't really eat breakfast. Let me rephrase it. So this morning, what I had was I mixed the Starbucks cold brew coffee that I get from like the grocery store with the Equate caramel knockoff of Premier Protein. I don't know, remember, like it's Equate high performance protein shake maybe or something. They're cheaper. They're way cheaper than Premier Protein. I still haven't tried the chocolate one, but I had half of a container left from last night because I tried it last night before I went to bed. I blended it with ice and that was amazing. And so I was like, that's going in my creamer tomorrow. So I made it just basically creamer. So half of a bottle of the shake and my coffee this morning, and that filled me up like a lot. So actually it was really good. So protein, half of a protein shake plus coffee for breakfast. So that was low. It's like 1 point. And actually, interestingly, I was filled all morning. And then when I went to run this afternoon, I had a ton of energy and I hadn't eaten yet. And it was like 1 o'clock. So I was like, that's unusual. Like I didn't feel really run down. I usually do run before I eat, but I just felt like I had way more energy. I don't know if it's a protein shake or because it's been 4 weeks. I don't know. I just want to throw that out there. That amazingly, I felt really good running today, which was surprising. So there was that. And then I ran and then I had lunch. Lunch was like a tuna salad wrap. So I used those like packets of tuna salad instead of the can because the packets are 0 points. And I think the can on green is like a point or two. And so that's what we have. So anyway, so I did that and I added a tablespoon of full regular mayonnaise. I do not like fat-free mayonnaise. It's not worth it to me. I would rather just save the points and honestly have real mayonnaise. So I had real mayonnaise. And then a dill pickle and wrap that in lettuce, like romaine lettuce, and then ate that. And that was pretty filling, but I needed to use some points because I only used like 2 or 3 points for the day. And I was like, I need to eat more. So I made a smoothie. So I had 2 halves of a banana. So a full banana frozen, PB2 powder and chocolate chips, like those mini chocolate chips. I just, a tablespoon of those, and that was 6 points. So I think I've used like 8 points today. I've not used points at all, which is not good because, what's my email? Because honestly, if I don't eat all of my points, I stall out. And especially with working out, or at least with exercise, or with running in general, I just want to make sure that my points are high enough that I'm not going to stall out. I've seen it happen more than one time. Granted, I was never working out like I am now, so I don't know how that goes, but I want to be careful not to I'm not going to overindulge. I don't want to just eat crap to get my points up. I'm not going to do that, but I do just want to be mindful about making sure that I hit at least 25 points today. Like, I don't need to use all 33 points, but I definitely need to make sure I'm getting enough protein and electrolytes and other things, because I have done that before and it never ends well. So, or the next day I'm starving and I go way over points. So I want to make sure I get to at least 25 points today. That'll make me feel a lot better. So I'll eat something dairy, because that usually I'll do it cheese or sour cream or dressing, put dressing on a salad and be a little more liberal with the dressing. So, or maybe put nuts or something along those lines, maybe avocado. I can find point heavy stuff that's not unhealthy, because what happens, and I've had this happen before, is that I'm like, oh, I can eat a bowl of cereal, and then I do and I feel like crap. So I'm gonna try not to do that if I can help it. I may do that. Who knows? knows? I do miss cereal. Yeah, so that's my update so far, so good. And then, yeah, so I will show you my planner page that I made, because it is keeping me on track. It lets me track my habits. It's keeping me on track in terms of work and schedules and stuff like that. So I'll show you that next. So I wanted to show you my amazing snack today, and I drank it. It was really good though. It was a banana peanut butter smoothie with chocolate chips. It was 6 points and it was delicious. Just frozen banana, almond milk, PB2 powder, and and like a tablespoon of mini chocolate chips, and it was amazing. And now all you get to see is an empty container. So I totally forgot to mention what I was excited to tell you guys about. So I ran, so I say that, I don't know why I say that in quotes. I went on the treadmill for 30 minutes and ran and walked and jogged in all the things in between for 30 minutes to enclose my exercise ring, because that's my goal. So I did that today, and one of the things that made it go by faster was I jumped on LinkedIn Learning, and they have like a ton of I think the one I watched today was on procrastination and why people procrastinate and ways to combat procrastination, because I'm really bad about that. So anyway, I really, by the time I looked up, I was like, oh my gosh, it's been 20 minutes I've been doing this. And I would instead of really focusing on my run, I was actually focusing more on that. And so if you're really trying to prep for some kind of marathon or whatever, I don't suggest that. But for just to pass the time and keep you on the treadmill, I would jog through some of it and then sometimes go, into a run and sometimes back down to a walk and kind of play with it a little bit. But for the most part, it went by really fast. I didn't feel like it drug on, so that was good. And because I had some protein that morning in my coffee, I really felt good. I didn't feel like I was gonna die. Because that is how I feel when I run. Especially when I go full bore, full bore for me is 5 miles an hour, let's be honest. So I walk at about 3.5 miles per hour on the treadmill, and then I jog at about 4 miles per hour, and then a full run for me is about 4.5 to 5. It does not match. I don't know. Those numbers probably mean nothing because it does not match what real life is like when I'm on the trail. When I'm actually running, I'm very slow. So I'm not fast. I'm not here to be fast, but just so you know what I mean when I say run, I mean full bore run. I was able to full bore run for 2 minutes without needing to have CPR. So that was really good. I normally stay in the 3.5, jog up to 4, sometimes get to 4.5, but I went up to 5 several times for a couple minutes sustained, and then I got to a point where I was okay, I'm a little winded. I would go back down to 4 and then just jog through it. So the run today was actually pretty okay, which for me is weird to say, but I truly don't know if it's because I've just been really, really consistent, or if it's because I had a protein shake this morning. No idea. This is brand new for me. 38 years old, and clearly I've never figured out how to run, or at least what to do when you're on a treadmill, or what to focus on, or how to make it work. So I'm working through it. Maybe I'll try the protein shake in my coffee in the morning and see if that continues to make a difference, and who knows. But it was good. It was nice not to feel like I was gonna die on the treadmill. So I made these pages. This is obviously a blank one. I don't want to give away all my secrets. I usually put the date here, and then my top 3 things for the day. I have a task list here, my inspire box. This is very light, but it says quotes, gratitude, lyrics, and love. So I'll usually put just either one of those things there. And then I do try to have a schedule. I keep it kind of loose because my schedule shifts throughout the day. Water tracking, that's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And so I cross it off or check it when I actually track it. And then this is for 10 a day. So 10 sets of 10 squats, or 10 push-ups, or 10 whatever blocks of steps. It's just 10 boxes to be used at whatever. And then so I have these icons at the bottom because it says mind, body, heart, home, and plan. So mind is, I usually do Headspace app in the morning. body is like running today. Heart is usually putting in an inspirational quote in there. Home is usually do laundry and get the dishes done. And plan is making sure I'm planning for the next day. So these are just the 5 habits I really wanted to stick with as regularly as possible. I'll be honest, I don't always check those off, but I try. So yeah, that's my fun planner. I just made this like super yummy dressing. It's like apple cider vinegar, olive oil, salt, pepper, and honey. And I just made some quinoa, and so that's cooling off. And so look at all this deliciousness. So I'm going to make myself tonight a smorgasbord of salad and some quinoa and some chickpeas, which chickpeas aren't free, you have to know that. I have mushrooms that were sauteed in olive oil earlier this week, so I'll heat a little bit of those up with some tomatoes. I love these. I hated green bell peppers, but I love all the colorful ones. They're sweet. And a little bit of cucumber and probably a squeeze of lemon. So I'll show you what that's not just beautiful. So this is just lettuce, cucumbers, yellow bell peppers, tomatoes, a half cup of quinoa, a half cup of chickpeas, and that's where your points come from. And then this glorious dressing, which I just mixed up, and there are 4 servings in here, and actually I think I'm gonna measure it out. So I measured it out. Probably don't need quite that much. I'm actually only going to do half of this. And I will dump the rest. If I need more, I can go more. So actually, the points, I will let you know the points at the end. Okay, update, yeah. An 1/8 cup was just plenty. So the points for this dressing is actually only 3 points, and actually it's quite yummy with the warm quinoa and the warm mushrooms and the chickpeas, and it's very good. All right, dinner was yummy. That was really good. So couple things. I miscalculated. I thought the quinoa was going to be more points, but I measured it dry, and that's what I thought. I was like, wow, quinoa is like 9-10 points. And then I realized that I was a dummy and I measured it dry, and that's what I scanned it as, is dry, not cooked. So cooked quinoa, a half cup of cooked quinoa is 3 points. It's full of protein, which is why I like it, but I don't mind not having rice as long as I have quinoa. So that was good. So the total points for the salad that I just made was 7 points, because I gave 1 point for a teaspoon of oil just because of the mushrooms. I didn't have to do that. It was really probably not even close to a teaspoon of oil, but I have plenty of points today, so we're gonna do that. It's 3 points for half a cup of chickpeas. So thing about chickpeas, I love chickpeas. I did not always like them, and the reason I did not was because people would always serve them wet. Like anytime I ever saw them on like a salad bar or anything, they were always wet. So I make a very big point to dry them, to let them air out, and they were even still a little more wet than I like when I put them on the salad. So I rinse canned chickpeas. I rinse them, and then I let them air dry for a little bit on a towel, just to kind of absorb them. Use like paper towels to try to absorb as much water, because I do not like chickpeas that are coated in water. So there's that. The dressing you saw, I thought I was going to use a 1/4 cup, because I was like, well, this makes 4 servings. No way. So like 1/8 of a cup was still probably more, but I was fine with points. So I could have probably even gone down to a couple tablespoons. So bottom line is, you can make any dinner lower points if it contains things that are no points. You can't make things that are heavy points, no points, unless you just reduce your amount of food. So if you wanted a salad that looked like that and just wanted to do the mushrooms and then like a 1/4 cup of the chickpeas and a 1/4 cup of the quinoa, that would have been fine too. And you'd have to give points for dressing. So I liked it. I thought that was pretty good. The dressing actually is really good. I've made something similar before. I love apple cider vinegar dressings. I always think they're really good. So sometimes I'll use like a grapeseed oil or a vegetable oil or something a little lighter. I actually have a light olive oil that I'll use instead of the heavy olive oil, which is what I use here. And that tends to just give it a different kind of flavor, like a more fresh flavor. So dinner was good. So I actually I have 14 points left. So I'm gonna probably have dessert, not because I have points left, but because I have a little bit of a sweet tooth anyway, and I want to make sure I enjoy the points that I have. So I will probably have maybe a little bit of yogurt with some chocolate chips in it or something along those lines. I'll let you know.